You know what? Close enough. Welcome back, Resident Evil. Until Zach Kreger's Resident Evil film drops, this is the best Resident Evil film up to date. I don't care. Fight me. So, Hokum is a supernatural mystery film. The film is directed by Damian McCarthy and it stars Adam Scott, Florence Ordesh, David Wilmot, and Austin Emilio. A writer visits an Irish inn to scatter his parents' ashes, unaware the property is said to be haunted by a witch. So earlier I said this movie is a Resident Evil movie even though it's not canon to Resident Evil, and that is because it is very reminiscent of the Resident Evil games. Starting off with the tone and atmosphere because it is unsettling. Walking into unfamiliar territory, surrounded by darkness, and your only source of light is your lamp, and you have no weapons, very similar to a survival horror game, kind of like Resident Evil. And not only just the tone and atmosphere, there is even a bit of puzzle solving in this movie. Again, similar to Resident Evil. Getting trapped inside of a room and looking in drawers and finding nothing, also similar to Resident Evil. Hokum is not the first horror movie to have this type of atmosphere and tone similar to a survival horror video game, but I can't help but to just compare the execution to the Resident Evil games. I am glad Hokum does not rely on jump scares. And it's funny because there's not really a lot of them in the first place. But even with those few jump scares, the film relies heavily on its atmosphere, its dialogue, and its great tension. There were moments in this film where I found myself a little bit uneasy because I didn't know where this film was going to go. It could go one way or another. Hokum is a slow burn, but it is a damn good slow burn. From the opening scene, you feel the tension. To when Adam Scott's character finally arrives to the Irish inn, you feel the tension. And the journey leading up to the very end was all intense. I think what I loved the most was the mystery behind the Irish inn and the witch. I could be wrong, but I don't think the film fully explains who the witch is and how it came to be. But what I do know is that it is based off of Irish folklore. And I might be jumping the gun here, but I believe the witch in Hokum is supposed to represent a manifestation of guilt that drags damned souls into its lair. Or I guess maybe the underworld or something along those lines. But just know, the witch's presence is haunting. Now that I think about it, this is a supernatural horror film, but you could argue this is also a murder mystery. This guy goes from a writer to a detective. And the funny thing is, it works. They gave our main protagonist a good reason to get involved in this, and it also progressed the story more forward. The entire cast was great, as you would expect. Adam Scott, Florence Ordesh, but I think David Wilmot's character might have been my favorite character in the entire film. If you think about it, he really was the MVP of the film. Not only is Hokum a supernatural horror film and a murder mystery, but this is also a film about trauma and grief, and how healing from our trauma and grief can change our outlook on life. I know that's a pretty simple premise, it's kind of like a yeah, no shit, but the way this film does it was flawlessly executed. Because not only does this healing reflect our main character's work, but it also reflects him as an individual. The film plants the seeds into who he is and why he is the way that he is, and how he's grown to become a much stronger person. And it created a beautiful full circle moment. And that there, ladies and gentlemen, is called character development. But in the end, guys, I would argue Hokum lived up to the hype. It's a great slow burn with even better payoff. Please do not skip out on Hokum. I can see this film sneaking its way into my top 10 best films of the year, or at least an honorable mention. But just know, because of this movie, you will never see me at an Irish inn anytime soon. So, plugging Hokum. Into the rank system, I am placing this one into the pinnacle zone. But yeah, y'all, that is pretty much my review for I almost said Resident Evil, my god. But yeah, y'all, that is pretty much my review for Hokum. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys thought about the film. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What is your favorite supernatural horror film? Whatever you thought, let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, guys, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you all in the next one.